Allow tonight's tale to gently lead you to restful dreams. Primrose and Bluebonnet, a tale of reflection. This story is about a girl named Primrose and her tiger friend, Bluebonnet, who discover a magical mirror that reflects the good in their world and inspire them to bring about positive change in their village. In a quaint village nestled between rolling green hills, lived a girl named Primrose, who had an enchanting connection with nature. Her best friend was an immerse, gentle tiger named Bluebonnet, who had fur as vibrant as the summer sky. Primrose and Bluebonnet spent their days exploring the meadows, climbing trees and splashing in crystal clear streams. One particular autumn afternoon, they stumbled upon an old, cracked mirror hidden among the roots of an ancient oak tree. The mirror seemed to shimmer with a magical light, drawing them closer. "What do you suppose it is?" asked Primrose, her voice filled with wonder. Bluebonnet, with his deep, knowing eyes, softly growled, "I think it shows more than just reflections." Curiously, Primrose peered into the mirror, but instead of seeing her own face, she saw glimpses of a world not so different from their own, but where everything carried a peculiar luminous glow. 50 days passed. Primrose and Bluebonnet visited the mirror often, learning more about the world it revealed. They saw their own village, their friends, but also noticed small acts of kindness magnified in its reflection. The village seemed more vibrant, more harmonious, and less burdened by worries. "Bluebonnet, do you think this is how things could be?" she asked, her heart stirred by the possibilities. Bluebonnet nodded, his eyes sparkling with wisdom. "It shows what we often overlook, the beauty in every small, kind gesture." Inspired by the mirror's vision, Primrose and Bluebonnet began to mirror these acts of kindness in their daily lives. They helped the elderly villager carry groceries, played gently with the younger children, and shared their harvest with those in need. Slowly but surely, the village began to transform. People smiled more often, laughter filled the air, and the bonds between the villagers grew stronger. The reflective magic of the mirror became a reality in their little village, all because of Primrose and Bluebonnet's efforts. The first snowflakes of winter began to fall. Primrose and Bluebonnet sat by their beloved oak tree, reflecting on their journey. "Do you think the mirror will ever show us newer worlds?" Primrose asked. Bluebonnet looked up at the twinkling stars, the gentle rumble of contentment in his throat. "Perhaps, but for now, we have our own world to cherish." And so, under the starlit sky, they understood that the most profound reflections come not from magical mirrors, but from the love and kindness we show every day. Here's another story to bring you closer to sleep. Poppy and Wisteria's Starry Adventure. This story is about Poppy and Wisteria's magical adventure, exploring the stars and realizing the power of wishes and friendship. Poppy stood at the edge of the meadow, looking up at the night sky painted with millions of stars. Each twinkle felt like a secret waiting to be discovered. Wisteria, the little hedgehog, snuggled in her scarf, her tiny eyes reflecting the celestial splendor. "What do you think is up there, Wisteria?" Poppy asked softly. Wisteria looked up, her nose twitching. "I think there's a world of dreams up there," she replied. Poppy smiled and lifted Wisteria onto her shoulder. "Let's find out," she said with determination. They set off through the cool grass, each blade whispering a psalm of the night. The stars seemed to guide their way, brighter with each step they took. They reached the hilltop, breathless but exhilarated. The view was like a vast ocean of diamonds against the velvet sky. "Look," Poppy pointed to a particularly bright star. "That one must be special," Wisteria nodded. "Legend says it's the Star of Wishes. If you make a wish, it might just come true." Poppy closed her eyes tightly and whispered her wish. Wisteria did the same. suddenly a warm light enveloped them. When they opened their eyes, they found themselves in a beautiful place filled with twinkling lights and soft melodies. They were floating among the stars. "Welcome to the star realm," said a gentle, luminous figure. They shared their wish with the figure, who nodded kindly. "Your hearts are pure. Your wish will guide you." As they floated back to the meadow, they felt different, lighter. The stars seemed to wing at them as they descended. Back on the ground, the night seemed more magical than ever. "What did you wish for, puppy?" Wisteria asked. Papa smiled. "An adventure with my best friend," and it came true. In the gentle glow of the stars, they fell asleep together, dreams filled with more adventures, knowing the magic of the stars was always with them. A new story begins to guide you closer to sleep. Luna and Whispering Wind. This story is about a girl named Bluebonnet and a flower named Whispering Wind who learn the importance of compromise to solve their problem and find harmony in their valley. Once upon a time, in a serene valley nestled between rolling hills, there lived a girl named Bluebonnet and a whispering flower named Whispering Wind. Bluebonnet loved roaming the picturesque meadows, her laughter harmonizing with the melodious nature. Springwood, with its delicate petals swaying in the breeze, shared stories from ancient times. One day, as the sun started to set in a glorious sea of oranges and pinks, Bluebonnet found Whispering Wind looking sad. "What's troubling you, my dear friend?" she asked softly. Whispering hesitated before quivering gently. "The valley floor is becoming too crowded with those tall thistles. They cast shadows over me, and I miss the sunlight that makes my colors bloom." Bluebonnet frowned, looking round at the growing number of thistles. She felt a pang of guilt, as it was she who had planted the thistles to attract butterflies. "I didn't realize they would grow so tall and dense," she lamented. Determined to find a solution, Bluebonnet made her way to the wise old oak at the heart of the valley. "Oak tree, revered elder, I seek your counsel," she began, explaining her dilemma. The oak's branches swayed thoughtfully. "Life requires balance, dear Bluebonnet. Perhaps you and Whispering Wind can find a middle ground." Taking the oak's wisdom to heart, Bluebonnet approached Whispering Wind. "What if I trim the thistles and relocate a few to other parts of the valley? That way, the butterflies can still visit, but you'll have your sunlight." Whispering Wind's petals fluttered with hope. That might work. Over the next few days, Bluebonnet worked tirelessly, carefully trimming and relocating the thistles. Whispering Wind stretched its petals to soak in the renewed sunlight, its colors more vibrant than ever. The butterflies returned, flitting round joyfully. As evening fell, Bluebonnet and Whispering Wind sat together under the starry sky, feeling content and peaceful. Bluebonnet smiled. "Thank you for being patient and understanding," Whispering Wind. The flower gently swayed. "And thank you for compromising and finding a solution." The valley, once troubled by shadows, now shimmered with harmony, teaching both friends the beauty of compromise. Here's another story to bring you comfort and peace. Vishinya and the Joyful Sprite. This story is about a kind girl named Kotunya and a joyful sprite named Tiala, who through the power of helping others, bring prosperity and happiness to their village. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and crystal clear streams, there lived a young girl named Petunia. Petunia, with her golden hair and twinkling eyes, was known for her kindness and willingness to help others. One warm summer's day, as she was gathering wildflowers in a meadow, she stumbled upon a tiny sprite named Tiala, who was magically joyful, with wings that shimmered in the sunlight. Tiala had been trying to collect nectar from flowers, but was too slow to reach them. Pintel oblites, Petunia gently placed a flower within the sprite's reach. In return, Tiao promised to grant Petunia one wish. Petunia, always thinking of others, wished for the village to have abundant harvests so no one would go hungry. Yellow, touched by the girl's selflessness, used her magic to bless the village. From that day on, the fields and orchards were filled with the richest fruits and the most golden grains, enough to share with neighboring villages. The villagers rejoiced and praised Petunia and Tia for their kindness. As seasons passed, Petunia and Tia became inseparable friends. They spent their days helping the villagers, bringing joy and ensuring prosperity. Their bond grew stronger, and their combined efforts made their village a place where love and kindness flourished. Eventually Petunia grew up, but she never forgot her dear friend Tia. And every summer, they celebrated the day they first met by helping as many people as they could. Their story was passed down for generations, inspiring all who heard it to believe in the magic of kindness and helping others. Close your eyes, breathe, and drift into a peaceful sleep.